Yo, what's up, guys? Martin over here. And listen, so this is gonna be fun, at least for me anyway. Now, I know it's never gonna fucking happen, but with the season that we've been having, man, I just have not stopped thinking as to what could possibly be done. Now, this is just gonna be, something for shits and giggles. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you would change about it. Let me know if you guys have a fucking lineup that you fantasize to see. But listen, this is just me thinking as to what can make it work, bro. As to what can make this team work. Now, I know it's never going to happen because, one, this type of formation has never been a Madrid staple. But two, Ancelotti, man, he never fucking changes anything. Like, he's a fucking great coach. He's a fucking great coach. Great coach. But everyone has his flaws, and his flaws is he does not like to rotate, man. He doesn't like to rotate. And in the Clasico, I think you saw why being able to change that stance is important. Now, don't get me wrong. He's come on and saying that he just wants to let the players, be creative, be themselves, stay on the field, and eventually they'll click. And don't get me wrong. Most of the time, it fucking works. With a squad like Madrid, it does usually work most of the time. But right now, man, it's not working, and he's got to try something else. But yeah, the Clasico when Hansi Flick changed that on at midfield and put on De Jong, that changed the entirety of the match. And sometimes you gotta be able to do that. Ancelotti just doesn't do that. So I don't think it's ever gonna happen. But listen, Casillas, baby. Yeah, man. So this is just what this is the team that I would want to have. And this is the team that I think, if for any reason it ends up being like this, I feel like it would be a threat for a very long time, considering the age of the players, right? So at one we have obviously in the goal we have Courtois slash Lunin. Now, well, the reason why it's a slash is Courtois has been pretty injured for the past 2 seasons. You guys know, he got his ACL teared, and he's come back, but he hasn't been constantly there. There's always something there. Now, when he's starting, I can make a solid argument that he's the best goalkeeper in the world still. He was out all last season, came back, played a few matches here and there, but he started in the Champions League final, still made a lot of goal match saving goals. Right, so he still has that dog in him. He hasn't been playing that much. And Lunin, for whatever he is, yes, he's not gonna be the main starter at a club like Madrid, but as a deputy goalkeeper, man, can't really ask for more. Like, he comes in, he does the job. Last season was a shit show in defense with all the injuries that we had, and he stepped up to the plate, bro. He stepped up to the plate. Obviously, like I mentioned, Courtois started in the Champions League final, and it was because I want to say it was because Lunin got sick. But honestly, if he did not start the Champions League final and he was fine, I would have had a problem with it, because he's Courtois might have been the best player or the best goalkeeper in the world still, in my opinion, at that point. But he's the one that got us there to the final, man. He dragged us there. He deserved it. But yeah, so obviously it's gonna be either one of them to a goal. So now this is the part where I don't think it's gonna happen. I believe the best way for Madrid to move forward is to go back to a three line. Right now, we already have two defenders. We have Militao. We have Rudiger. Rudiger is a little bit old in age, but man, my man's a warrior. My man's a warrior. He'd be him and Courtois would be the oldest players in this starting 11. So obviously it wouldn't be for a long, long term. But the way he's been playing, as long as he gets the rest he needs, man. Because with all these international breaks coming up, right? Like we're right around the corner from another one. We just fucking had one, you know. So as long as he gets the rest that he needs, he is arguably one of the best central defenders in the world. Militao, I feel like he's already been there. Yes, he has not been the best this season, but he too is coming back from an ACL, and he's coming back into a team that's in fucking shambles. So I do still believe in Militao. I think he still has the ability to be one of the best center defenders in the world, like he was, like he's proven to be in the past few seasons. And that I know it's weird to have Lenny Euro, but I really wanted Lenny Euro this summer. I'm so mad United got him. But we would need a third man. Lucas Vasquez is getting up there in age. I still trust him to come in and cover whenever he's needed, but that's the key word. It's cover. I don't think he has it in him to be that much of a starter. Carvajal, same thing. I mentioned earlier how I don't think he could, just based on his history. It's a shame that he reached his peak at this point in time, because he's not consistently injured, but he always has something going on. Um, but yeah, so hopefully he comes back and he can give us one last goodbye season. But he's definitely not playing again for the remainder of this season. I'll be extremely shocked if he plays even the last few matches in the end. Depending on how the Club World Cup in 2025 goes, he might play there. But even that, I think that's kind of a stretch. You know, Alaba obviously still have his injury. I don't know what the fuck's going on with him. Hopefully he comes back, man. Because he is very solid. But even then, he's what 32, 33. You know, so he's getting up there. So we need someone young. We need someone like Lenny Yoro with the skill set that he has. He's a solid defender. He would be great in a team like that. And there's oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, but he's a kid from our from La Fabrica, bro, beast, torn fucking ACL, dude. What the hell? But yeah, so that would be a solid back line. Now, this is where it could get a little bit weird. I trust Chouameni in defense more than I trust him as a center defensive mid, right? But he's still solid. Now, this is for this season too, I should say. Come next season when we get someone like I do think we'd get Trent, this would change. And now I actually have Kamavinga as a center holding mid, and Alfonso hopefully Davis on the left. But I do think that the back three would be solid and the midfield would be solid like that. Now, Chouameni, he might not be, Casemiro-esque, Sergio Busquets-esque, but he is very good. He's going through, again, like, most of the team right now is just going through a shit show, So he is going through a shit show, but he showed how solid he could be last season, and I do still have that faith in him. It looks like we might get rid of him at the end of the season, the way things are going, the way, the rumor mill spreads, but at the end of the day, they're all rumors. Now, would I be sad to see him go? Absolutely, I would be sad to see him go. I don't think he reached his full potential in Madrid. But then again, look at all the players we have. It's gonna be damn near impossible for every single one of them to shine as bright as they could be in this fucking team, right? But for now, I think Chouameni would be solid. Now, Kamavinga on the left, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. His work rate is amazing. He covered the left, he covered left back last season more often than not, and he was fucking great at it, man. He was great at it. I'm kind of mad that he changed his jersey number because he had Marcelo's jersey number, and I felt like that was just perfect. I feel like that was like he was the heir to Marcelo's 12. But yeah, he can provide solid defense plus going forward, very very solid. And now he is also back from a fucking injury, so now that he's trying to starting to get his legs back, I feel like you're gonna see the full extent of what Camavinga could offer to the team. On the right, listen, I don't even have to fucking explain to you. Valverde can play fucking anywhere on the field and be productive. Bro, I don't know what the hell this man eats. What the fuck is wrong with his body? But this man is a fucking machine, bro. He's a machine. You running, bro. He could be panting heavy as fuck 1 minute. The next minute he's fucking running from into the opposing yard box from your own fucking half, dude. It's insane, and he's not ashamed to get he's not afraid to get a yellow card. He's not afraid to make a dirty play if he has to for the benefit of the team. He's not afraid to do any of that shit. That's the type of player that you need back there. Now, the main reason why I would want the back half of this lineup to be like that is to properly give advantage to the attacking half. Now, this is where the two attacking midfielders will come in Jude Bellingham and Guler. I would say it's kind of a weird system I have it in my head. How they're both kind of free forming. How they both can move wherever they feel adept, because they both have the ability to just take control of a game. Now, Jude's whole situation this especially now with Mbappe coming in, he's just out of place, man. Like, he came in, he knew his role, he fucking excelled in his role. I do think Vinny was overall the best player for us last season, but there's no argument because Vinny was out in the beginning of the season. We would not have done what we did last season if it was not for Jude Bellingham. And just taking him away from that role in order to give Mbappe room to play screwed up the entirety of the system. And listen, man, just I don't even want to talk about Mbappe anymore. But yeah, Guler, he's a very young talent, but that's what it is, man. He's a talent. Every time you see him on the ball, he very rarely puts a foot out of place. Whether it's his ball control, his passing, his composure on the ball, dude, like it's all there. It kind of reminds me of a situation with Odegaard back in 2014-15. The only difference is Odegaard or Guler were not going to replace Prime Cruz, Prime Modric, or Prime Casemiro. That's where Odegaard had to leave. Where as of now, Modric is basically out the door. He doesn't really start. He doesn't have the legs. You see it in him. Every once in a while, he still has that dog in him. But at 39, it'd be unfair of anybody to, compare him with the Modric from 10 years ago. Obviously, Cruz isn't there and Casemiro's gone, and with this formation, it gives both of those players, their time to shine, while giving them enough cover in the back where I think they could mostly concentrate on the attacking front while still having the ability to come back and help on defense. Now, the attackers would honestly just be Vinny and Rodrigo. Listen, it's Mbappe, so it's hard to say. But even from before he came this year, man, I wasn't feeling him with the team. It's got nothing to do with him as a footballer. As a footballer, I know he's arguably better than any single footballer on that starting 11. But the thing is, it's not fucking tennis, bro. It's not tennis. It's not baseball where you go up to bat and you're by yourself. Like it's a full-on team sport. At the end of the day, no, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't fit the team, it doesn't fucking matter. And a perfect example would be Messi and Ronaldo to me, right? I know in my heart and soul that Messi is the better footballer. There's no doubt in my mind. If you say Ronaldo is better, you would have to explain to me what you mean, right? Because in the Real Madrid that Ronaldo was a part of, I don't think Messi would have fit. He wouldn't have fit because the entirety of that team was just built in a way that they didn't need a player like Messi. And I know that's fucking insane to say because what other fucking team in the world does not need a player like Messi? But that's just how it is. Just the same way that Ronaldo wouldn't fit into Barcelona if Messi was there. The entire team was built around Messi, not around Ronaldo. But Messi is the better footballer. He just would not fit that Real Madrid team. And that's how I feel about Mbappe now. Again, it's a big situation where he didn't come in at the time he was supposed to. If he came in 2 years ago, it wouldn't even be a discussion. Vinny, get out of the left, go to the right, adjust yourself. That's Mbappe's spot. But that's not what happened. He waited too long. He waited until Vinny became arguably the best left winger in the world. And now he just expects to come back and just move out the way. It's not gonna fucking happen. And I know I'm not the only Madridista. I think most Madridistas, like die-hard Madridistas, feel like the way I do. This will never be Mbappe's team. Never. He could come in and be the best player. By the end of next season, he could have 2 Ballon d'Ors in his name. I don't feel like it's gonna be his team. It'll always be Vinny's team because Vinny cried for the badge. I've seen him drop to his knees after scoring for us. Like he embodies Madrid. Obviously, he has this whole fucking thing where, yes, he dives. I feel like every player does that. With him, it's just intensified. Sometimes justifiably so. Like sometimes I'll be raging at him. Like I'll see him dive in a fucking situation where I feel like he could have just fucking kept on going and drive the ball a lot better. But still only 24. I can't really say much else. And on the other side, Rodrigo is incredibly underappreciated, man. Incredibly underappreciated. He would arguably start for any team in the world, including Madrid. I don't think he should be sitting on the bench, especially not after what Mbappe's been showing. He hasn't, and dude, like I can't really say much else, man. Like he single-handedly helped us win the Decimo Cuarta with those 2 amazing goals against Man City, right? He's always there when you need him. He does more on defense than Vinny does. Right, he comes in and he's one of those players where when he's not on the field, right, you notice it. When he's on the field, you only see some of the shit that he does offensively because that's what he's known for. He's an 11, right? He's speedy. He's great with his goals, but you don't really pay attention to him when he's not doing anything else besides attacking, which means that everything he does on the side just basically gets ignored. But he does a lot. He does a lot in midfield. He does a lot on defense. He's just an overall solid pillar to this team, right? But yeah, guys, anyway, it was a quick starting 11 video. Obviously, I don't think it's going to happen this way, but what do you guys think of it? Would you make any changes? What would be your ideal starting 11, at least for the remainder of the season? This is just assuming that we get somebody, random defender in the January transfer window. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Latest.